time has come to upstate New York, and we find ourselves at Bill Stadium in Orchard Park. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go! Tighten down. There you go. Kill. Alert. Middle.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing again on second down. Allen, he's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. 11 yards there, first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
I
remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
7 yards there and a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
52's the mic. Here we go. Alert! Hey, home. Check 24.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And it's 7-0 Buffalo.
Makes the score Bills 7, Chiefs 0.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 24. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural...
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by the rookie Jeremy Chinn. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A toss, left side, Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Back two, Mike, back two. Come off the ball, hard. Regular.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that's caught by Beasley. Allen to Beasley, first down Buffalo. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bills 7, Chiefs nothing.
52. I got you. Check.
Throwing on first down is Allen. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Too little, Cupcake. 58, right over there. 58, right there.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
1st and 10.
That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13, it's a first down. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are? They come into the NFL now. They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as it used to be, huh?
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
45-yard line.
43, 15.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
49 to Mike.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll find Metcalf. Past the 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
At 7. Harrison Butker to kick off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin first. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They pass to Brown as he holds it in. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes flush to his right. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And Ingram holds it in. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Complete to Evan Ingram.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear. This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going. I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't entered. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Complete to
DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own... Allen hit, he lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it, they do. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Complete to
Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is.
Kickoff for Kansas City.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying...
And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And the Chiefs are going to get a fresh set of downs.
A 48-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle.
Is good.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Not the kind of gain that will go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's third down.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Taking it about the 16. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So, big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
He's brought down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards, down to the 10.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier. Matt Milano.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Chiefs on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Matt Milano coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Butker's kick here is good, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, but guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Operating from the gun, Allen. The left side caught by Diggs. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnson. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Allen with a throw caught by Beasley. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Allen to throw once more. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bills get a bit closer. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score. Chiefs
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Chiefs are going to make the... And it's a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A big play here for the Bills. 42 yards. Here's Allen on 1st and 10, eluding the pressure right. That'll be taken in by Beasley. Touchdown, Buffalo. Cole Beasley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills draw a bit closer. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left. They
have to be aggressive here.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
43, 43, 49, guys. Mike, 49. I got one. 49 to Mike.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. It was the same case on that play.
Number 26.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw, Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was staying in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play, really.
Stephon Diggs.
This is my mode, baby.
All the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 76 yards. And the Bills have retaken the lead.
For a 2-point conversion.
So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
All the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
58, come on. 58, come on. Hey, 15.
He'll look to throw. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel.
Mahomes pass.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
9-yard gain on the play.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46.
He was tackled at
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Back to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Mahomes to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Chris Jones on the stop. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 5-yard line.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Tonight's
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Buffalo, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.